Tobore is a personal finance coach with over 19 years of experience, and she has worked in the financial sector as a banker and a personal finance coach. Now, her niche is to help individuals set up realistic and practical financial plans and offer financial literacy training to groups, organizations, churches, and other associations. She has coached hundreds of individuals and taught thousands of others. So at this point, with a virtual round of applause, I would like us to welcome Mrs. Tobore, for the keynote session.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you for changing it to Mrs. in case my husband watches this replay.
I'm sorry for that.
Good morning. No, it's fine. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's session. I welcome you to a fantastic conversation we're going to have today around building financial resilience in the age of digital transformation. It is a great honor to speak to you today on this topic, which is both timely and essential. We live in a time where change is not only rapid, but relentless. Technology is practically redefining the way we live, the way we work, the way we transact. Indeed, it is even defining the way we think about money. And in this digital age, financial resilience is no longer a luxury. It is now a necessity. What exactly is financial resilience? Financial resilience refers to the ability of individuals, families, businesses, and institutions to withstand and recover from financial shocks. Before I continue, please confirm, if you can hear me, that you have something to write with, a piece of paper and something to write with, maybe a pencil, might be a biro, whatever it is. Just have something to write with. I'm going to pause and ensure you have something to write with. It's important because we're going to check. Okay? Fantastic. I've got some of your feedback that you do have something to write with. So financial resilience basically speaks to how easily you can bounce back from financial shocks. And these shocks can come in different forms. Can be personal shocks, can be shocks from job losses or health crisis, can be from even systemic shocks. You can be on your own minding your business and the decision of the president of your country or the CEO of your organization affects your finances. Sometimes the shocks can be with regards to the entire system. For example, inflation, economic downturns, crisis, health crisis, like we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic. All of these things can create financial shocks. Your ability to bounce back from these financial shocks, sometimes these shocks can even include cyber threats. The ease with which you bounce back from these kinds of shocks is what is referred to as financial resilience. Now, as we begin to embrace digital transformations, for example, AI, mobile banking, fintech, blockchain technologies, and of course, the growing digitalization of commerce, we must ask ourselves, are we equally investing in strengthening our financial foundations? The truth is, digital transformation offers unprecedented opportunities. Mobile money, online investment platforms, robo-advisors, decentralized finance, all of these things have brought financial tools closer to the average person. So the average person can just, with the swipe of a smartphone, access financial services. Small business owners can now access credit with fewer barriers. Farmers can insure their crops using satellite data. Students can invest and build credit using apps. So it's unprecedented the way people can now access financial services using digital transformation. Indeed, all of this is progress. However, transformation without financial literacy is a dangerous gamble. And as we become more connected, we have also become more vulnerable. Phishing scams, identity theft, data breaches, and of course, the biggest of them all, as far as I'm concerned, as a personal finance coach is impulsive digital spending. These are some of the modern financial risks we face with digital transformation. For businesses, poor cybersecurity can lead to devastating losses. For individuals, lack of discipline in a tap and pay world can erode savings much faster than ever imagined. So the question for us today is, how do we build financial resilience in this digital age? And this is where I'm going to implore all of us to participate. I personally recommend a four-legged approach. The first leg, we must all begin to urgently prioritize financial literacy. I know we all hear about financial literacy. We all think we practice financial literacy. Financial literacy is the bedrock. When it comes to resilience, your foundation is critical. People must understand how money works, how to budget, how to save, how to protect their income. Governments, schools, workplaces, and community organizations must embed financial education into every level of financial society. So this financial literacy we keep talking about, what exactly is it? Financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively apply financial skills. It contains basic elements like budgeting, saving, and investing. In fact, if I were to ask you, you will all agree that, hey, you save, you budget. Financial literacy also. Please, I'm going to need some feedback. Please confirm you can still hear me. I'm getting some feedback.
Yes, you're still audible.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'll just keep asking from time to time to be sure. Okay, so I was saying that financial literacy also involves debt management, reading and interpreting financial data, and making data-driven money decisions beyond saving and investing. You need to understand how money works. Financial literacy is critical because it enables smart financial decisions in personal, business, and of course, the global context. So here's where you get involved. Let's do a very quick test, very simple test. I always give tests just for you to check where you are at every point in time. So I'm going to ask you 10 easy peasy questions around this first leg that I am proposing, the first leg around financial literacy. Remember, I said there are four legs. The first leg is that we must prioritize financial literacy. So I want you to quickly check how healthy you are in the area of financial literacy. Of course, this test is not by any means exhaustive. I just want to ask you 10 easy peasy questions. Question number 1, can you teach 10 new things you have learned about money in H1 this year? So H1 is the first half of the year. And we just ended it. Luckily, we're just 4 days into the second half. So this is a good time to ask yourself and answer this question. Can you teach 10 new things you have learned about money in H1 this year? Question number 2, how many types of investments are in your portfolio? Can you list them? Question number 3, how much have you contributed towards your retirement this year? So the year has gone 6 months. How much have you contributed towards your retirement already this year? Question number 4, what new investments have you added to your portfolio this year? And what's the total value of the new investments you've added to your portfolio? Question number 5, how much did you make from leverage in Q1? How much did you make from leverage in Q1? So Q1 was January, February, March. And how much have you made so far in the month of July? July had just begun, but we're done 4 days. Well, 3 days gone, we're on the 4th day now. How much have you made from leverage so far? Question number 6, if you were suddenly incapacitated today, right now, what sequence of events will be triggered? Do you know? And have you responded to that? So question number 6 again, if you were suddenly incapacitated, what sequence of events would be triggered? Question number 7, how much do you need to fund the length of life you're praying for? Many of you tend to pray for long life and prosperity, which is fine. But how long is the life you want to live, and how much do you need to fund it? You should know. Okay, question number 8. Again, today is not for lectures. I just want to create some form of awareness about how financially literate we just might be at this time. Question number 8. List 3 things you spent money on last month. So we just ended the month of June. So list 3 things you spent money on in the month of June that you know you could actually have done without. Just 3. Question number 9. Identify your biggest concentration risk when it comes to earnings. What is your biggest concentration risk? And then list 3 ways to mitigate those risks. Okay, now question number 10. List 3 financial goals that you are most proud of achieving this year. The year has gone far. How many of your financial goals have you achieved? List the ones that you are most proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, in giving an honest answer to those questions above, you will have a random idea of how financially literate you are. Financial literacy is by far the strongest leg. There are 3 other legs, and we'll go into the second one right away. The second leg I recommend for resilience is we must embrace technology with caution and purpose. But just a second, let me get some feedback. Did you all answer the questions? Did you respond to them? Did they make sense to you? You can put your comments in the comment section or your feedback in the comment section. Okay, while we go into the second leg of my proposition, I told you I had 4. I proposed 4 legs for building financial resilience in the age of digital transformation. The first leg was to prioritize financial literacy. The second leg is that we must embrace technology with caution and purpose. Digital tools are powerful, but they are not foolproof. We must use them to build rather than break our finances. For example, automating your savings, tracking your spending, educating yourself before investing, securing your accounts with strong passwords and 2-factor authentication. Again, I'm going to very quickly ask you a few questions to help see how you embrace technology with caution and purpose. So, another quick test. Question number 1. When was the last time you reviewed the privacy and security settings on your financial apps or even your online banking platform? When last did you check? Question number 2. Do you fully understand how the digital tools you use for investing, budgeting, or payments actually work, or are you just trusting them blindly? Question number 3. Have you ever paused before downloading a new financial app to research who created it and how your data will be used? Question number 4. Do you use technology to automate good financial habits like saving or debt repayment, or mostly just for convenience and spending? How do you use your financial habits? Do you use the technology to automate the good ones or encourage the bad ones? Question number 4. Okay. Question number 5. How often do you change your passwords or use 2-factor authentication on your financial accounts? How often? Or do you use the same password across all your financial apps? So question number 5, how often do you change your passwords or use 2-factor authentication on your financial accounts? Question number 6, have you set clear financial goals before using the digital tool before? Or do you just let the tool decide how you spend and invest? And the last question I'll ask you to test the strength of this leg for you is, are your digital financial decisions driven by fear of missing out or by thoughtful planning and long-term purpose? So in responding to those questions, again, it checks the strength of that leg. The third leg I'm going to recommend is that we must diversify our income and savings. In this era of economic uncertainty, relying on just one stream of income is way too risky. Technology enables gig work, online businesses, and global trade. You can leverage on all of these. Now, you should be able to explore multiple streams of income, build an emergency fund, and ensure what matters using technology. And I'm going to very quickly, again, you know the routine, check how well your leg is. So, how well are you doing in this regard? I'm going to ask you 7 questions yet again to check the strength of this leg for you. the strength of the diversifying your income and savings leg. Question number 1, if your main source of income were to stop today, can you flourish based on the other sources of income? So if your main source of income were to stop today, can you flourish based on your other sources of income? Question number 2, have you taken steps to build passive income? Or are all of your earnings directly tied to your time and effort? Question number 3, is your current savings plan designed to cover short-term needs only, or does it account for long-term goals and emergencies? So I'll take question number 3 again. Is your current savings plan designed to cover short-term needs only, or does it account for long-term goals and emergencies? Question number 4, do you regularly set aside a portion of your income for investment, or does savings stop at your bank account? Question number 5, are your investments spread across different assets? For example, across stocks, real estate, mutual funds, etc. Or are you overly dependent on one vehicle? Question number 6, what percentage of your income comes from digital and online sources? What percentage of your income comes from, the world has become digital. Everybody's playing in the online space, but what percentage of your personal income or business income comes from digital and online sources? And is it growing? Is this percentage growing? Question number 7, when planning your finances, do you consider how economic shifts could impact your industry, and are you preparing accordingly? So when you plan your finances, do you ask yourself, if there's a shift in the world economy today, if there's civil unrest, if war breaks out, does it affect me personally? Do you prepare for such emergencies? That's what question number 7 is asking. Now, the last leg we're going to look at, the last leg I advocate, is that we should all of us advocate for inclusive digital finance. As we push for innovation, we must ensure that no one is left behind. Women, rural communities, the elderly, and I particularly love what Suba is doing. They exemplify this particular leg. Women, rural communities, the elderly, the underserved, everyone must be equipped with access and tools that empower, not exclude. This is my 4th recommendation. Now, before I let you go, I want to also test you, or I want you to answer those questions, which will test you. Are you part of those who have deliberately worked towards inclusivity when it comes to digital finance? And here are a few questions to just help you check yourself out. Question number 1, who in your community or network might be excluded from the digital financial revolution? Have you thought about such people? Then what have you done to bridge that gap? Who in your community or your own network might be excluded from the digital financial revolution? And what have you done personally to bridge that gap? Question number 2, have you ever taught someone or even guided someone, like a senior citizen, the elderly, those people in your family who do not even know how to use smartphones, rural dwellers, low-income earners, that low-income earner in your office, the security guard, the cleaner, the office assistants who may not have access to such knowledge? Have you helped any of them to go through safely using digital financial tools? Have you shown them? Have you explained to them the risks, or you've just left them on their own to fall prey to hackers and scammers? So question number 3, when choosing financial platforms or fintech products, do you consider how inclusive or accessible they are for undeserved groups? Do you ever pause to ask yourself, this tool that is so easy for me to use, would it be easy for someone who is not as blessed as I am, who is not as endowed as I am, who doesn't have the capacity I have? Would it be so easy for such a person to use? Have you spared a thought to such people? Question number 4, are you more focused on your own digital convenience, or do you also think about how innovation can serve the financially marginalized? Question number 5, have you ever raised your voice supported a policy or participated in an initiative aimed at expanding digital financial access? Question number 6. Do you encourage others, especially women and youth, or even rural earning and growing wealth? Question number 7. And this is the last question I have for you today. What steps can you personally take to ensure that financial technology becomes a tool for empowerment rather than exclusion in your environment? Ladies and gentlemen, I conclude today by saying digital transformation is here to stay, but we must not confuse access with preparedness. True financial resilience means being adaptable, informed, and proactive. It means using these digital tools not just to survive, but to thrive. Let us all, using these 4 legs that I have proposed today, build a future where technology and financial wisdom work hand in hand. I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I ask all of us, irrespective of what your responses to the questions were, I implore all of us to rise to the challenge of building resilient, digitally empowered lives. Thank you very much for this opportunity.